let's talk about my recent experience with the 5-day fast. For about a year now, I've been planning a 5-day fast, and I actually did a vlog style documentary of this to go through day by day, but I wanted to just do a recap of my methodology and my experiences with it. So first, let's talk about my big reason for doing this. It was for the possible cancer prevention benefits I've read about. Now, do your own research, and certainly do your own research before you try any kind of extended fasting. Really, when I researched this, it seemed like there was this tremendous upside and very little downside, so I decided to try it. I was also curious about just the level of difficulty of an extended fast. And occasionally, I like to do things that are hard. I like my day-to-day to be very, very easy, but occasionally I like to challenge myself because I really do grow when I do that. I was also curious about the possible spiritual benefits. I'm a Christian, and fasting is certainly in the Bible, and I was just curious to try it. One big thing I want to emphasize is I did not do this for weight loss. I got to the point where I was very happy with my weight and I entered maintenance mode before I even wanted to do this extended fast, because I didn't want to confuse myself and say, oh, well, I was able to drop a lot of weight with this extended fast. So let's talk about the methodology. I tried to make this as easy as possible on myself. So what I did was I planned out the fast to try to fit it in with my life as seamlessly as possible. And the way I did that was I stopped eating at about 5:30 on Sunday, which is normally my cheat day. I took my regular cheat day as normal. I just stopped eating at 5:30. And then I planned to break the fast at 5:30 on Friday. The reason I chose that was that's our date night. My husband and I, that's our date night. And I didn't want to have to skip date night. I didn't want to have to skip our sleep on the couch night, which is on Saturday. And this just seemed to work out best for me. So for my rules, the way I set this up was no food at all. Also, no bone broth at all. I did drink water, and occasionally I would add potassium and salt into my water, 1/8 of a teaspoon each into a bottle of water, just to try to prevent cramping. And I also drank black coffee. And I also planned to walk 6 miles every day. But my big rule with all this was I will stop if at any time I feel bad at all. My original plan was if I feel like I'm too tired, I'll just cut out the 6 miles. And if I feel just bad in general, I will stop the fast. And overall, I felt really good during the fast, but that's not to say there weren't any difficulties at all. The big challenge with all of this to me was there was nothing to break up the day. You know, with OMAD, it kind of breaks up your day only once, which is nice because you can be more productive. But when you're not eating any food at all, to me, there was just like no end to the day. And that was the hardest part mentally. I really did miss having that meal with my family. Even though I sat there and watched as they ate, it was just different than if you sit there and eat with them. Secondly, as it turns out, I hate black coffee. There's just no hope for me because I really thought that I would learn to like it during the fast, but I really hated it. And I didn't want to stop drinking the black coffee because I knew I would get caffeine headaches, and I didn't want to take Tylenol during the fast. So that actually was difficult, actually forcing myself to drink the coffee. Also, I experienced a headache from the first evening, like on Monday evening, up until about 2 a.m. on Tuesday, I had a headache. And occasionally a headache would kind of start, but it never really would come to fruition. So that was kind of challenging. Another thing was I felt some soreness in the small of my back, just some kind of achiness, nothing too bad. And also my calf muscles kind of felt sore from time to time. But then there were a lot of surprising things about the fasting. First of all, I didn't feel hungry the entire time, which really floored me. It was like my body just said, hey, okay, I understand you're not going to feed me till Friday, and I just didn't feel any hunger. I also didn't have any trouble sleeping. I really thought that was going to be the most challenging part of this whole thing. I thought I would not sleep well at all, but as it turns out, I slept pretty well, especially as the fast went on. My sleep got better. And two things that were really surprising was that my pain subsided without any kind of medication. The headache and the calf muscle pain both went away before I ate anything, which in my mind, it's always like, oh, I need to eat something so that, my body can like feel better. And instead it just kind of healed itself. And that was really cool to experience. Also, I didn't experience any nausea, which I really thought I would, at least for the first few days, but I didn't experience any of that. But there were a few things that a lot of people have talked about that I really didn't experience. Like my skin didn't clear up. My focus really wasn't any better than it is when I'm doing OMAD. And my energy levels weren't that different from when I do OMAD either. Like I wasn't feeling more tired, and I also wasn't feeling more energetic. And the last surprising thing was I felt like I could really go on for longer than the 5 days. I'm glad that I stopped when I did, but it was interesting to me that I wasn't just like dying to eat by the time Friday rolled around. Now, I broke my fast with regular food. I know a lot of people say you should break your fast, with like fruit or with bone broth, but I just thought, hey, I'm gonna see what it's like if I just eat whatever I want. And so that's what I did. I just ate whatever I wanted. We basically did a cheese board, so I had a lot of different kinds of cheeses, roast beef, pickles, peanut butter M&Ms, and I did fine. I didn't feel bad afterwards. I actually felt really energetic and almost hyper afterwards, and I felt great the next day too. So when it was all said and done, I ended up losing 11.6 pounds, but now, it's been 5 days and I've gained back about 6 pounds so far, and I expect that I'll probably gain a few more back at least. It might even go back to just what I was weighing before I started the fast. And also, I did walk the 6 miles every single day. I ended up with a total of 32.87 miles during my fast. So going forward, I do plan to do more of these fasts. Now, one thing that I did do that I'm really glad that I did it this way is I didn't tell anyone. Only my husband and my kids knew that I was doing this. And that really helped keep the pressure off of me. I wanted to see how difficult is this, like when you're not doing it, for everyone else to know about and nobody's asking you about it. And I'm really glad I did it that way. So I learned a lot on my 5-day fast. I'm curious to know, has anyone else out there done a 5-day fast, and what were your experiences? I know some people find them very difficult and actually have a lot of negative symptoms. And so I would be curious to know, what have your experiences been? Okay, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below.